So intentional dating is dating with a purpose. I'm just going to put that out there. Okay, so I'm talking about dating with intentions. It's funny because when we're younger and our parents, we used to laugh at our parents for saying things like, what are your intentions? But then they knew what they were saying, because that's the real question. What are your intentions? And that's for both men and women. So I'm not, this live isn't talking about casual dating or dating for fun. I don't believe in dating for fun. I think that's just using people for your entertainment. By the way, I'm just going to let you all know ahead of time that I'm going to be very raw and authentic during this live. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, intentional dating. Also, if you have any questions or anything you want to add as I'm talking, feel free to hop on in and add your comments and stuff. This is going to be great. Period. Period, poo. Period, no tampon. Okay. All right, let's carry on. So before I go into talking about the points, the points to look out for in a person to date, and like I said, this is for men and women, but I'm going to emphasize that this particular episode is focusing on the qualities that we women should look for in a man to date. But I advise men to also watch this so that they can also learn a thing or two about things that they can do and ways that they can grow. I'm thinking of doing one for the men, things to look for in a woman to date. But I'm thinking for that one, I should probably bring a godly man to join me for that. But watch out, we shall see. Okay, so before I go on to talking about the points, I just want to state that when it comes to dating, okay, physical features are very important, right? You need to be attracted to the person, beard gang, all that stuff that you're tall, short, dark, handsome, light skin, whatever it is. Those things are important. But I do want to emphasize that we should not adopt a consumer mentality when it comes to dating. And that's on period, okay? We should not adopt a consumer mentality when it comes to dating. We should remember that these are people, not products. We are people, not products. So you can't be looking for someone to date the way you go shopping. You have a checklist, I want someone that's this and that. And you're just so precise, to the core. And then, when you find that person, you use them until they expire or until they run out or until something else comes in, in fashion. That's basically having a consumer mentality when it comes to dating. So I just want to emphasize that while physical features are important, they should not be the foundational characteristics or qualities to look out for in a person, right? Those things come after the bedrock, after the foundation. Okay, so there should be certain foundational characteristics that we should be looking for in a person. And when it comes to looks and all that, all those things can come after. Why do I say that? Because looks fade, all right? Just like hair, not looks fade, just like everyone's hairlines. But looks fade, accidents occur as well. Your bodies change, women, your bodies are going to change after you have kids. Men, y'all are gonna grow that pot. I prepare if you don't. But yeah, your body is going to change as you grow. So you don't want those things to be the foundational characteristics you look for when you're choosing a person. And the key is not to find someone that is perfect, but to find someone that is, I like that energy. Not for real. Because y'all will be talking about women still taking care of themselves, but y'all need to take care of yourselves as well. Groom your facial hair, for goodness sake. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, the key is not to find someone that is perfect, but someone that is striving to be holy, like Jesus, okay? I'm not saying the person has to be perfect to the core and get every single thing here right. But you need to see that this person is striving to perfection, like Jesus Christ has called him to, okay? This person is allowing the Holy Spirit to sanctify him through this journey called life, okay? So, let us start. Qualities of who to date. This first one, okay? This first one, and by the way, I need y'all to get your pen and your paper. I need y'all to take down some notes because this is some important stuff that I'm about to say. This first one, please listen. Number one, Do not date potential. Date kinetic. I will say that again. Do not date potential. Date kinetic. Okay, where my scientists at? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Kinetic? Kinetic. Anyway, Sha. So what is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is energy that is in motion, right? Potential energy is not in motion. So this pen is here. This is potential energy. This pen has the potential to be in motion, but it is not in motion. If I do this, that's motion. Now that's kinetic energy. You want to date someone that is already in motion. Someone that is already walking in his purpose. Someone that doesn't need you to give him a push. If this pen is here, I'm going to have to knock this pen off or exert some sort of force on this pen for this pen to move. Okay? You want to date someone that is already in motion, kinetic, and not somebody that has the potential. I hear that a lot. Girls are just like, he has some potential. Like he just needs a little push. Are you the wind? Are you the wind? You're not the wind. So please allow Jesus Christ to push him. For goodness sakes. You are not Jesus Christ. None of us is Jesus Christ. Let Jesus do the work of pushing him, not you. Okay? So that's the first point. Okay? And for this one, I'm going to use Adam and Eve as an example. Okay? In Genesis chapter 2, verses 19 to 20. Okay? So Genesis 2, 19 to 20 says, "Now out of the ground the Lord God had formed every beast of the field and every bird of the heavens and brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And whatever the man called every living creature, that was its name. The man gave names to all livestock and to the birds of the heavens and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helper fit for him." Now, if you were listening to that scripture, you can see that in the very beginning of the world, okay, when God had created the heavens and the earth, okay, he created Adam, and God had given Adam purpose. He had given Adam responsibility. Okay, God gave Adam the responsibility of naming all the beasts in the field, the birds of the air, all the animals, everything. It was until God had done that God gave Adam Eve, okay? Read that passage again. Adam had already been created. God had already given Adam parameters. God had given Adam a purpose, told Adam, okay, this is what you need to do, giving Adam instructions before he gave Adam Eve. He didn't bring Eve to Adam before he gave Adam a purpose and then tell Eve to help Adam figure it out. So in that case, I don't know why y'all are helping people figure it out. Okay? You can join hands with them to walk with them as they're fulfilling their purpose. But it is not your place to push someone and lead someone to Christ or any of those crazy things. And that's under that same point. Do not evangelize. Do not evangelize, aka missionary date. Do not evangelize. If you really, really care about that person and you can see that they are not in the place to start a relationship, they don't know God, and by the way, this thing is called baby girl ministry, so I'm just letting you guys know that this is more like focusing on Christian dating, okay, intentional dating. So anyway, if you can see that this person just gave their life to Christ yesterday, all right, they don't know God like that, and you are developing feelings for this person, please do not take on the role of discipleship. Do not disciple that person. If you really care about that person, connect that person with a male spiritual leader or spiritual mentor that you can trust to lead him and to disciple him. It's not your place to do that. Ladies, if you do that, you're going to have to do that for the rest of y'all's relationship. Hello? It's not going to change. If you start discipling him, be ready to take on that role for the rest of your relationship. If that's the person you get married to, be ready to also take on the role of spiritual leadership in your household. That's on period. Okay? So You want to date someone who is on the same pace as you, not someone you have to push or drag with you. Someone you can link hands with along your walk, not someone you have to run back to meet and drag back to where you are. Okay, think of life as like this is the road of life. We're all walking, all right? Now you're walking with Jesus, and there's some people behind you, there's some people in front of you. Regardless, okay, everyone, we're just walking, right? So now you want to be walking and make eye contact. Someone like, oh, hey, you happen to be walking here too. Okay, I like you. Link hands, walk. But what you don't want to do is look back and see someone like, hey, I like him, and then run all the way back and then drag that person to where you are. What that's going to do is it's either going to frustrate you and cause resentment, or it's going to cause you to compromise. One or the other. You're either going to compromise and start like losing your values and try to be on the same level as that person, or you're going to keep trying to drag this person with you, and you're going to keep getting frustrated because they're not going to be on the same pace as you. They might not understand certain spiritual terms or lingos that you understand, or their walk with God might still be at the baby step and yours is like here, and then you're getting frustrated because you want to fast and dude doesn't want to fast. Why are you doing this to yourself? Anyway, let me not spend too long on that point, okay? But yeah, date potential, not date kinetic, not potential. The difference in your spiritual levels will either cause you to compromise or cause frustration and resentment. You'll start getting upset over little things because you're dissatisfied with where you are and you will want more, okay? If you notice that you're with someone and for some reason you just started getting upset over the little things, that is a sign of dissatisfaction. You're clearly dissatisfied about the position or the state of your relationship, and you want more. You want it to grow. So rather than putting yourself through that stress, date someone who is already in motion, walking with Christ, not someone that you have to push, okay? Someone that has the potential. You're not the wind to be pushing people around here, okay? You want to date someone that will double your faith, not cut it in half, okay? Someone that will double it, not the one that 6 months into the relationship you're wondering, who am I? Like, these are things I wouldn't have done before, Yeah, you want someone that will cause you to grow, not someone that will push you back, all right? So yeah, that's the first point. Hi guys, really, really happy for everyone that's hopped on this live, by the way. So the second point, still very much intertwined with that first one, but I'm going to lay emphasis on this second one. So you want to date someone who is not just a believer in Jesus Christ, but a pursuer of Jesus Christ, okay? Because, as Christians, like you might find someone, like you like someone and then you find out that they are Christians, you're like, oh yeah, I believe in God and that. They got the cross chain and that. And they were like, yeah, he's a good guy. He believes in the Lord. He quoted Philippians 4:13. Everybody quotes Philippians 4:13, honey. Period. The devil quotes Philippians 4:13, honey. Okay? You want to date someone who doesn't just believe in Jesus, but is a pursuer of Jesus Christ, okay? He's not perfect, but he's striving every day to perfection. He's striving every day to be holy like Jesus. And I know, like, when it comes to Christians dating Christians, a lot of people have their own reservations on that. I've had people tell me that they believe that they can date anyone of any, like, religion or anything. But I'm just going to say, I'm not going to come here to, like, be debating theology or anything. That's a topic for another day. But I'm just going to say, as a believer, trust me, you want to align with your partner on the most important thing in your life, which is God. You want to align. Y'all can have your different opinions on different things. You can have your different opinions on sports, or the best car, or the best or political party. I don't even know. That's debatable. But like, you can have your opinions on all those different things. But actually, I'll get to that. But when it comes to aligning, okay, with your future partner, you want to align on the most important foundational principle of life. the thing that is linked to how you're going to make your decisions, your moral values, how you're going to raise your kids, all these different things. You might not see it now, but those things are going to cause problems in the future. And actually, for your question, you can be friends with anybody. Okay, the Bible encourages us to love on everyone. Okay, be friends with Christians, non-Christians, everybody. That's not a problem. But then when it comes to the one person you're going to do life with, you guys need to get this. The person that you're going to manage your finances with, the person that you're going to merge families with, the person that you're going to raise kids with, you want to align with them on the most important thing in your life, and that is God. Like Lalu said, do not be unequally yoked, okay? Because like I said, it goes back to the first point. It's only going to cause friction, okay? At some point, there's going to be some sort of frustration there. Like, you're going to want to go to church and they are going to want to watch sports in the house, okay? And it's, it's going to cause problems because you're going to have kids, and then your kids are wondering, are we going to church? Are we not going to church? Like, what, like, if you really, really believe in something, then you have to believe in it all the way through. Like, let's not be lukewarm, okay? And say, like, this is okay and like that is okay. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So yeah, you want to date someone who doesn't just believe in the gospel, but is a pursuer of Jesus Christ, because that foundational belief will inform their values, decisions, and directions in life. You can be friends with non-Christians, but when it comes to the most intimate relationship, you want to align and agree on the gospel. So now, the part about pursuer, okay? What it means to be pursuing God intentionally, okay? You want to date someone who loves God more than they love you, okay? I will say that again. You want to date someone who loves the Lord more than they love you, because if they love you more than they love the Lord, then when you disappoint them, it's a wrap. Okay, like, it's a wrap. You want to date someone whose moral, emotional, spiritual, every compass, okay, is God, not you. Sometimes we think it's attractive when people are obsessed with us, like Leanne in Love Island, like, so obsessed with me. Like, no, it's not a compliment for someone to be obsessed with you. You want someone who is obsessed with God. Because if they love God, then they can, when you guys are having tough times in your relationship, they can go to God, and God can guide them and lead them on what to do. Because when, there's times are going to come when you let them down. And what's going to happen then? They're going to fall out of love. Like, oh, you're not the girl I used to know. You're a shadow of yourself. And then they're going to dip. No. So you want someone who pursues God. It's very important. This one directed to the ladies. Yo, open your ears, write this down. Ladies, the responsibility of purity and abstinence in your relationship cannot only lie on your shoulders. I will say that again. The responsibility of abstinence and purity cannot only lie on your shoulders. I don't know why guys think girls don't get horny too. Like I said, I'm going to be raw here. Girls get horny too. So if you are dating someone that you're unequally yoked with, when you are weak, what's going to happen? You want to date someone that pursues the Lord to the point that he is not having sex with you because you're not ready. He's not having sex with you because he believes in God and because God said so. I don't know if that makes sense. If what I said if what I said makes sense to you. You want to date someone who is not having sex with you because God said so, not because you're not ready. Okay? Ladies, yes. Like, that responsibility of purity cannot only rest on your shoulders, because in those times when you're weak, it's gonna go down like rain. So date someone who, when you are weak and you're being tempted, they can be your strength, and they can say, no, God said we shouldn't do this, we can't do this. It's for both of you. Like, I don't know why women keep thinking men are some animals that can't control themselves, and then we have to take on all that responsibility. If he can't control himself, don't be with him. And that's a point and that's another point. I digress. Anyway, that literally moves on to our third point. All right. Before I say that, I'm gonna give you all this quote. You want to date someone who has an anchor in eternity and not just wears cross chains. Okay. Yeah, he wears a cross chain and his bio says only God can judge me. God's gonna judge him. So, yeah, Laulu, exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying. Both people need to control themselves. And like I said, I'm going to do a separate episode for men. For men, like telling men things to look for in a woman. Because women, we need to control ourselves as well. Like, that's very important. So, yeah. So the third point, I've already mentioned the third point in my second point, but I'll emphasize on it again. Date someone with self-control, okay? And I'm going to quote from Proverbs chapter 25, verse 28. Holler. Proverbs 25, verse 28 says, a man without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls. I will say that again. A man without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls. Do y'all know how dangerous that is? Imagine a city that doesn't have any walls, okay? As in, anytime, attack, danger, anytime. You're vulnerable to danger, you're vulnerable to attack. You're not safe. And it is unpredictable. Anything can happen at any time. That is exactly what it looks like when a man does not have self-control. You want to date a man who has self-control, because then you're going to feel secure. He's going to have walls. You're not going to be losing sleep at night when he's with his guys. Okay? Yeah. So, a city, a man without walls is unsafe and unpredictable. You are in danger and you're vulnerable to attack at any time. And that's Proverbs chapter 25, verse 28. You want to date someone who controls his anger. Someone who controls his sexual desires. I've already emphasized on that in number 2, but I'm saying it again. Date someone who can control his anger and his sexual desires. Not somebody that... Something will happen now. You now knock everything down and say, I just get crazy. I just get crazy. You better use the door. Because you better use the door. Okay? He needs to be able to control his anger, control his sexual desires, okay? Because if he can't cultivate self-control now, that's not automatically going to change inside your marriage. Mind you, we're talking about intentional dating here. Intentional dating is dating to marry, okay? So I don't see why you should be dating someone that you know you cannot get married to. Let me just say that, yeah. Okay, so if he cannot cultivate self-control now, if he cannot say no to you now, when he's having sexual feelings or sexual heat, then don't think he's automatically going to start saying no to women outside of your marriage. So don't do it to yourself. Let him work on that first before you think about pursuing relationship with this person. So that's point number 3. I'm moving on to point number 4. So, point number 4. I'm about to step on next with this one. You want to date someone who has godly community. Okay, you want to date someone who you can trust where he's getting his counsel from. Okay, you can trust his inner circle and you know they're not leading him astray. That's very, very important, because I see this a lot where people are dating guys and they know for a fact that they cannot introduce their female friends to this guy's friends. Then why are you with him? The Bible says bad company corrupts good character. Let's stop fooling ourselves that we can be having trash friends and think it's not going to affect us. It definitely affects you. Even with me, when I think of my friends, I notice that I start to pick on the lingo. Okay, I noticed the other day I said something that one of my friends always says, and I was like, oh my gosh, like what the heck? That's how much influence people are in your life. Like whether we like it or not, people will influence you. You know, you never used to cuss before, and now you're noticing that you started cussing. Bad company corrupts good character, and I like the fact that the Bible used the word corrupt, because corruption is sneaky as hell, okay? Corruption sneaks up and creeps up on you. Nobody ever plans to be corrupt. Nobody ever intends to be corrupt, but corruption is something that it sneaks up, okay? It's like, it poisons your heart. It's, you know, from the heart, and then it comes out. So, bad company corrupts good character. Stop dating people who have trash friends, whose innermost circle is full of men you wouldn't want your friends to date. Their friends trash talk women. Their friends don't respect women. Some of them, their friends are rapists. Like I said, I'm not holding back. I'm being very honest here, and I'm being raw. Like, don't be dating people that their community is whack. Okay, because he might be telling you, yeah, I'm not like my friends, or you might be saying, yeah, like he's not like his friends. Like, no, you don't know what they're talking about when you're not there. Okay, and maybe the things in his heart have not yet manifested, but these are things that will manifest. So, yeah, that's point number 4. Community is so important. Exactly. So, point number 5. This one is a very funny point. So, you want to date someone that you actually like. And I'm emphasizing on this as a point because, you know, we think we like them. We think we like them, and then you find out that you cannot spend a 4-hour road trip with this dude. Okay, date people that you are socially and physically compatible with, okay? I know I said in the beginning that physical compatibility is not the most important thing in a relationship. It shouldn't be the bedrock or foundational reason that you pick a person, but it is a valid reason. You want to date someone that you're attracted to. Like, why would you not? Like, I'm confused, okay? And then socially compatible, you want to date someone that you enjoy their company, as in you like the person, as in if you take away sex and you take away every other thing, okay, this is somebody that you actually enjoy their company, okay? Because oftentimes as women, this particular one is directed to my women, okay? The way our culture shapes us, okay? Women, sometimes we focus on getting picked and getting chosen, that we forget that we choose as well. It's not just about getting chosen. Stop liking people because they like you. Like people because you like them. That's very important. Like, stop tripping over, yeah, he likes me. And then you never take the time to actually sit down and figure out if you actually like this person. Like, yeah, they need to like you. You also need to like them. Do you actually like hanging out with this person? Okay, would you be able to go on a road trip with this person, or would you want to get off at the next stop? Okay, you know, you want to date someone that you're not constantly getting annoyed by little things that they do. Like, if you find yourself constantly getting annoyed by little things that someone is doing, you don't like them. You don't like them. Stop. Free them. Let them find someone that likes them, and you find someone that likes you. If you're constantly getting annoyed by the way they laugh, the way they talk, the way they eat, the way they chew, you don't like them. Like, especially if this is at the early stages of your relationship. Like, of course you're going to get annoyed by things people do, you know, even the person that you love. But like, if in the beginning stages of your relationship you're already getting annoyed, like you're talking about him to your friends, like, oh, he just irritates me, like, why is he here, like, what? You don't like them, okay? So yeah, you want to date someone that you actually like and you enjoy spending time with, you know, somebody that you don't even notice when time goes by. You know, like, you can spend hours and hours with that person and you don't even notice, like, you like them, okay? So point number 6, okay? Point number 6, very, very important point. You want to date someone who initiates. This point is mainly for the women, okay? You want to date someone who initiates. Write this down. They initiate conversation. They initiate dates, date nights. They initiate hanging out. They initiate communication. Somebody who is an initiator, not somebody who is passive, okay? You don't want to date someone who is passive. If we go back to Genesis in the beginning, okay, the Bible talks about, the fall of man, Adam and Eve, and that fall really does expose certain tendencies that men and women tend to have, okay? We can see from Adam that men tend to have a passive tendency. Okay, I'm not coming for men, I'm not insulting men, it's just a thing. And that's why it's something that men have to work on. It's something that men have to be intentional about. You want a man who takes initiative, not a man who is passive. You don't want a come if you want dude. Girls, okay, ladies, if he's saying, yeah, pull up if you want, no, okay. You don't want a come if you want dude. You want a dude who is very intentional about spending time with you. A dude that lets you know that it is you that he wants to hang out with. It is you that he wants to show up there, okay? He wants to see you. You are special to him. Not someone that is like, come if you want. What if some of you even go the extra mile to ask, can I come? Should I come? And even with that, he's still saying, yeah, if you want. Like, why? That is clearly a sign of someone who isn't about to be intentional with you, okay? You want someone who takes initiative on asking you out. If he wants to ask you out and if he wants to hang out with you, he will let you know, okay? He will actually plan it, okay? You will feel special. You don't want to date somebody that brings confusion. You want to date someone that brings clarity, okay? Ladies, if he's bringing confusion, that man is not for you. Okay, confusion is from the devil. Clarity is from the Lord. Know the difference. Okay, a man who is serious about dating you, a man who is trying to be intentional with you, is going to bring clarity. You're going to know where you are at. Okay, you're going to know what you guys are doing. You're going to know his intentions. He's not going to be confusing you. If he's confusing you, that is a clear sign that this person is not being intentional with you. Okay, you want someone who is intentional, who takes initiative. You don't want someone who you are the one that is initiating all the conversations. If you guys are having fights or problems, you are the one initiating the talking through it. Okay, you want someone that also takes initiative to do that. He cares about your feelings and he wants to make things right. He initiates conversation with you. This is very, very important. Okay, I will say it again. Stop dating come if you want dudes. No, if he wants you to come, he's going to let you know, I want you to come. Okay, yeah. Wow, that was my last point. Wow, I got really heated. I ran through that. Okay, so I'll go over the points again, just so if you didn't write them down, you can write them down. The first point: do not date potential, date kinetic. The second point is date someone who is not just a believer in Jesus Christ, but a pursuer of Jesus Christ. The third point: date someone who has self-control. The fourth point: date someone who has godly community. The fifth point: date someone that you actually like. And the sixth point: date someone who initiates. Okay, someone who takes initiative. Okay. I kind of already said that, Sheon. I will be focusing on the kind of guys that women should date in this episode. That was the plan. Baby girl ministries, emphasis on baby girl. But I'm going to do a separate episode where I'm going to talk about the kind of woman that a man should date. Trust me, I've already planned that episode out. I've not forgotten about you guys. So that's basically it. The last thing I want to say is So now all these points that I've mentioned, these are non-negotiable qualities, okay? There can be other things, individual things that everyone else might like. Okay, we all have our things that we're looking for. Like, for example, someone like me, I want to date a guy who is family oriented. I want to date someone who places value on family, and he loves his family, he speaks well of his family. Do you understand? So there are non-negotiable qualities that you cannot negotiate with someone on these things. These are foundational characteristics of a person to date, okay? Do not settle. Don't settle, okay? Like, your person is, like, I know this sounds cliche, but your person is out there, okay? And at the right time, all right, the right time, God will give you your person. Do not be forced to settle. If you're settling, then that means there's an area of your life that you need to work on. That means there's something that you need to understand about God, okay? Are you settling because you're lonely? Then that means you need to understand that God is your confidence, and God is your comforter. God is your company. Maybe you need to know that part of God. So maybe you need to dig deep into the scriptures and then know God, the confidant, okay? Are you settling because you're bored or because you need entertainment? Then, yeah, that's wrong. Maybe you need to know God on a deeper level, and God needs to fill up every void in you so that you don't feel the need to find entertainment in people, okay? Are you dating because you're what other reason is there? Like, whatever reason there is, you can find these things in God. You can find these things in the scriptures, okay? You don't need to settle, all right? And please, you guys, remember this. There is a man who has been patient with you, with every single one of us. There's a man who was patient with you when you were just not in a good place, right? There was someone who was patient with you for years to get your act together. He was patient with you every time you hurt him and went back to your old ways. Every time that you told him that you quit doing things and you went back to doing those things, okay? Someone that was patient with you, and that person is Jesus. There is a man who has been patient with us, and that person is Jesus. And today, Jesus is asking us to be patient with him. Every time, I'm always seeing tweets, God, when? Oh, God, when? God, when? When am I going to have my... Be patient with God too, because God has been patient with you. Like, it's not fair, For years, God has been patient with us every time when we didn't give him our all. And now he's asking us, can you be patient with me to give you the right person at the right time? Can you be patient with me so you're not taking the law into your own hands and doing Cupid for yourself? God is your Cupid, okay? I'm going to end on that note. Be patient with God because he was patient with you, okay? So I hope this bless y'all. That's all I have for today. Also please, feel free to DM me, message me any questions or any topic ideas. Like, if there's any topic that you want me to focus on or talk about, feel free to message me and I will do that. I hope this blessed someone today, and I hope this encourages us to be better people, to be better followers of Jesus, and to also just learn to be patient with God. All right, so